Hi, everybody. So let's take a look at this problem. This is something like this on your interim assessment, and it looks like there's a table here with some data in decimal notation or decimal numbers, and it looks like in the left column we have a bunch of teachers, and in the right column it shows how much gold is buried under their classrooms. Now that's kind of silly, but basically they're asking us who has more gold, who has the most, who has the least. So I think they're just trying to get us to figure out which of these decimal numbers is greater than the others, right? So before we start, right, when you're trying to compare decimal numbers, one of the best things that you can do is to simply rewrite the numbers, making sure that the decimals are all lined up. So let's write this first one here. This is Mr. Pham. He's got 23 and 6/100 pounds. Mr. Kochvar has 2 and 35/100 pounds, right? Again, we're trying to get the ones place over the ones place, the decimal over the decimal. Here's Mr. Paloy. It looks like he has a lot, 999. Alexander, Miss Alexander, 23 and 1/10. Miss Mosquita, 40. That's the ones place. I'm going to put a decimal right there. And Mr. Tesseroni, 20.9. Oh, sorry, I take that back. 9 thousandths. So that would be 0.009. So one of the reasons to do this is that often people will look at a number like Mr. Tesseroni's and see that it has 5 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the longest number, so it must be the biggest number, but that's not necessarily the case. Or looking at something like Mr. Paloy, 999, that seems like it might be the biggest number here. But if we can just line up the decimals, and then I'm going to switch colors real quick, be sure to fill in all the other empty place values, so until all of them have an equal number. For example, this one goes out to the thousandths, so I want this one to go out to the thousandths. And immediately I can see, if I think of this as a whole number, it looks like 40,000, and that is clearly more than 20,009, right? So I'm going to do this for all the numbers here. And Mr. Paloy already goes out to the thousandths place. Let me erase this and rewrite that. Okay, Mr. Paloy's 999. This looks like, who was this? Kochvar, 2,350. Again, I'm just ignoring the decimal and thinking of it as a whole number. And there we go, Mr. Pham. And now let's see if we can answer these questions. Who has more gold, Pham or Alexander? So Pham was up here, looks like 23,600. I'm just going to write this down here as a whole number. And Alexander, she has 23,100. And actually, I think I made a mistake. So let me go back. I'm glad I'm double checking here. It looks like it's 23,060. Now we look at it again. And Alexander, 23,100. So it clearly looks like she has more gold. So I'm going to circle Alexander here. All right, who has the most gold? Well, it looked like Mosquita used to have maybe the least, right? With only 2 digits, 40. But when I compare that to all the other numbers, it looks like 40,000. 40,000 is the greatest number. So let's say Mosquita has the most. And who has the least? Well, Mr. Paloy, who at one point I thought maybe had the most, had all those 9s, has only 999 pounds here. So it looks like he has the least. Okay, so again, when you're trying to compare decimal numbers, make sure you line up all the decimals, or at the very least, make sure that you have an equal number of decimal digits, right? These all go out to 3 digits, and that lets me compare them all. All right, good luck with that.